I've been looking through different ideas and see many people think and they kind of suffer from this illusion that they can understand life. See, understanding of life is something that ultimately is based on meaning. Meaning in the most of its potential can be only a minified version of life because life here, you can't even define life, let alone come up with definitions for it. You can make some classifications based on your own experience of life, based on certain happenings, certain patterns, because, well, life ultimately is a set of patterns, right? Everything in physicality is cyclical by nature, right? If you look at the solar system, if you look at everything, it all seems to move in a cycle. Even life itself is called a cycle because, we call it the cycle of life and death, right? The cycle of rebirth. Any way you call it, well, let's not focus too much on it. So, philosophy is something that many people take into account. I'm saying they're kind of wasting their life with it, but, well, everyone is a seeker, so they need to seek whatever they have to. See, the point about life allows you to seek whatever you seek, right? Whatever you want, whatever you feel like, because there is only one thing we all look for, and that is liberation. Liberation from all this karmic structure that we create within us, from all emotional structure and the such. So, well, this liberation means that we become free from the cycles of life and death. We become technically one with creation by dissolving the illusions and the karma that we have absorbed and, well, accumulated throughout lifetimes and this on and those and so that on. Okay, it doesn't matter much. When it comes to philosophy, see, there are schools of philosophy and basically they are like a set of instructions on how to see life. If life, you can't give a definition to it, how can you think you can philosophize about it, right? Because empirical philosophy, non-empirical philosophy, philosophy based on pure experience of the senses, philosophy based on, using your mind and your logicality about that. These are all just superficial interpretations upon life. These are nothing else but similar to mainstream media news broadcasting. Why? Well, very simple. Because the news typically present you a very simplified version of what happened, if they even speak to you about the truth. And in most situations, it's only a subjective matter. As a news broadcaster, they should feel objective. Similarly, humans should feel objective about life because life by itself is subjective and will always be at least 1% subjective. You live in a physical body, so therefore, everything will be subjective because it is highly specific and bent or, let's say, tailored to the senses of that physical body. How you perceive life through your senses, well, that is kind of what it is. It's not proven yet though, but through a spiritual rundown of all the possibilities that your body has, there are around 300 senses, right? That we have within us. I'm not sure if more or less, but I've heard there's far more than the 5 physical senses that we have. So when it comes to philosophy, there are interpretations of life, but you don't know exactly what life is. So it's just like uselessly moving in circles. See, if all of us humans right now, right in this moment, if all of us humans perish on this planet, see, there is no longer anything regarding us because if we all perish, our meaning will also perish with us, right? There is going to be no more psychology, psychiatry, no more religion, no more economics, no more anything regarding us, only some physical vestiges that we leave behind, but ultimately there will be no one to believe in the creations that we have made. Philosophically speaking, poetically speaking, everything that we have created as a race. So these are interpretations of life. They're not necessarily life. They're obviously not life itself. Life itself, if you want to study it, you just look inside of you, right? Or if you're sensitive enough, you can also look around. But looking outside of you, well, you open yourself to all sorts of illusions and all sorts of misperceptions. Because how you view things through your senses, someone else may not view them the same way. Even when you look inside of you, depending on your level of perception, you will see certain things. Someone else will probably perceive them slightly differently or very differently. So philosophies, schools of philosophy, well, they are similar in an idea, in a way. They are similar to morals. Now, morals are nothing else but the way you would punish your enemies. Philosophy is a way of punishing yourself because you're limiting yourself through an illusion of life, a perceived idea of life. And you're also, through embracing that, you're limiting yourself to accepting only that viewpoint towards what you think is life, right? It is similar to the modern, agendas that, bozos actually speak about today. They're going to tell you about replication of, consciousness. Consciousness is not a thing, is not a physical object or something that can be touched or replicated. It's not something that you will be able to download necessarily. But, well, bozos are free to dream because, well, they don't have anything else to dream of. And they don't have anything to do with their lives anyways. Probably they're also dead rich. So, well, the point is they have so many things that they can do, but nothing actually brings any happiness in their life. So philosophies may be important to a lot of people, but ultimately don't forget it is just nothing else but meaning. It is a meaning that makes you think that seeing life or accepting life by the presupposed principles that it functions by, you are understanding life and you are actually having some progress. That is the problem with all meaning. All meaning, the more you know of it, the more you make of it, the more you have a sense of power. But it is just an illusion because ultimately you are putting your trust in creations of the mind. And, well, it's like counting on illusions, right? So the very simple point is this. Philosophy may be important, I'm not saying no, but ultimately it is a piece of meaning. Meaning, the more you know of, the more you think you have a sense of power, and it's not actually the case. You don't have any sense of power, you're just playing with yourself. You're just playing God in a way. Through your mind, you're creating ideas as if you're creating words. In a way, you're kind of replicating the creator's work. Well, some people definitely must be loving to, torture themselves like that. But ultimately, it is nothing but a piece of meaning. Meaning is something that you create, and it has importance based on how much you simply give into it. The problem with all philosophies is that if you give them to the right ignorance, they will instantly believe it because of this illusion that when you focus on mental ideas, you actually have a progress by classifying things and the such. You're creating something from nothingness, right? And, well, you're playing a bit on this just like the creator. The problem is, the creator creates and, whatever they do, they create and that's it. We humans create and unfortunately we become very attached to what we create. That is a big problem, I can say. This being said, hopefully this raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated, take care, and, well, all this being said, Ferenc Board signing out.